Hello, everyone, and welcome to another inspiring episode of Moments with Myra, where we spotlight incredible people who are making a difference in their communities, one story at a time. Today, I am so excited to welcome Morgan Victoria, a lifestyle creator from the North Carolina Triad area and the founder of The Local Edit, a community platform and local guide dedicated to helping people discover events, explore hidden gems, and support the amazing small businesses that make our communities thrive. Morgan has built more than just a social media platform. She's created a space that connects people with experiences, encourages shopping local, and reminds us that some of the best things happen right in our own backyard. Today, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, content creation, community building, and why supporting local businesses matter now more than ever. Morgan, welcome to Mamas with Myra. It's a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much. That was such a nice intro. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now for those that's meeting you for the first time, I've been following her for a while on Instagram, but for those of you that are meeting her for the first time, tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey growing up in North Carolina Triad.
Oh, well, I would consider it pretty regular, pretty average. Um, so my family's originally from Philadelphia. My parents are, and we lived there until I was about 8 years old, and then we moved to Greensboro because my dad got a job opportunity here, and so we've been here ever since. My older brother and I. So yeah, I loved growing up here. I thought it was a great area, lots of activities to do. We were very involved in our church and in the community. I went to Appalachian State, so not too far, about an hour and a half away. And then after school, I came back for a little while and I was like, I want to explore other places. So I moved to Charlotte. I got married and then moved to Atlanta for a little bit. And, new places are great and everything, but there's no place like home. My parents are here. My brother was still here. So I had kids. By that point, I have two daughters now. They're 11 and 4. So I told my husband, we need to go home. We got to go home. So he's from Salisbury, which is about 45 minutes from Greensboro. So
Okay.
we decided, yeah, let's go home. So that's how we ended up back here in Greensboro. But when I came back, it was kind of like rediscovering,
Mhm.
because, it had been so long since I had been here. It'd been almost 10 years. So we were rediscovering things, and a lot of my friends had moved away, and I was like, we got to get out and we got to do stuff. So that's kind of how I got into everything.
I think that's pretty cool. And I think too that it's good that you were able to kind of live in all of those different places to make you appreciate home a little bit better. And also with you guys coming back, it gives you a different perspective, especially after living in Atlanta and Charlotte, more metropolitan places that have so much going on all of the time.
Yes.
So now, how did your journey as a lifestyle creator begin? I know you said you guys moved back and was like, excuse me, we need to find stuff to do. Was that a part of it, or how did your journey begin?
Well, I actually started content by doing fashion and just regular outfits of the day. It actually started because I was a trainer for an insurance company, and
Mhm.
I ended up getting laid off. I actually got laid off the day I brought my youngest daughter home from the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And we were in Atlanta, so that cut our income in half. And I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't find another job paying anywhere near what I was making. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to do this content thing. I had thought about it for a little while, and it also held me accountable. I had postpartum anxiety. So I was, walking around in my pajamas and I just wasn't looking or feeling my best. So I figured if I post my outfits, that will hold me accountable to actually get dressed every day. So that's how
Yes.
I started. And then I realized I don't like clothes as much as I thought I did to come up with content. So I was like, let's try other things. And I started vlogging, just everyday life with the kids. And because my daughter was at home with me, I was coming up with activities for us to do every day. So I started vlogging those things and going out and exploring Atlanta. And then once we moved back to Greensboro, I decided to just keep that up and discover new places and new things. And I think it's more fun in a smaller area. And
Yeah.
it's also a lot more cost effective in a
Yeah.
smaller area as well. So that's how I made that transition.
Well, I know after following you, you come up with some of the best places. And me, I live in Winston-Salem, but I've been in Greensboro, Winston-Salem my whole life. And I'm like, I didn't even know that existed. How did she find that place? So it's always some wonderful ideas and some wonderful creative things to do with your family. So I really, really appreciate you and the information and content that you put out.
Thank you.
Now, that's leading us to the question, what inspired you to launch the local edit?
Well, when I was posting, things to do, I would get a lot of comments and DMs from people saying, that's a great activity or that's a great place that you posted, but when are they going to do it again? Because it's like you're posting after the fact. So a lot of people didn't know. So I decided, well, let's do some videos to let people know like what's going on ahead of time so everyone can have a chance to show up. But then I was starting to get a lot of comments of people saying, well, I don't have anyone to go with. I feel uncomfortable. I wish I had a friend group for that. And it kind of made me feel bad because I have friends, but I don't have like a group. My friends are kind of like, I have a friend over here, a friend over there. I don't have the same group
Mhm.
of people I go out with all the time. So, when people say, oh, I wish I had a friend to go with, I'm like, okay, well, let's go together. So that's pretty much where it started. Cause I'm like, I'm going, you guys might as well come too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And for whatever reason now, and I think because we're so social media driven, it's a little bit harder to create friendship groups and stuff like that compared to back in the day when there was no social media and you had to actually interact in person. So I
Right.
like that you added that twist to it. Now, when you're looking at the bigger picture, what would you like the mission behind the local edit to be?
I was just thinking about this the other day. And I just want it to be an open space where businesses can showcase what they have to offer, even if you're not a brick and mortar. Maybe, you're just offering a pop-up service or, you're starting out of your home. I would like them to be able to showcase what they have, but I also want people to feel open and comfortable to come and hang out and socialize. You don't have to sit in the corner by yourself. You don't have to feel awkward. You're not going to feel out of the loop. I want everyone to feel included. So it would just be an open place for people to come and hang out. Eventually I would like to have my own space to be able to host events. So I wanted to, I know this is probably really corny, but the show, what was that show called? Was it called Cheers from back in the day where everyone knows
Yes,
your name?
everybody. Yeah.
That's kind of how I want it to be. You can always pop up at an event and, I'll remember you. Other people are coming and they're like, oh, I saw you last month at this event. So I want it to just be an open space for the community.
I like that idea and that concept. And I think, again, because we are so social media driven, and I'm not saying social media is a bad thing by any means, but it does cut down on the more personalized touch
Right.
sometimes, you know? So I think that that is a good and important thing to bring to the forefront. And I like the idea of cheers and everybody knowing your name and, having that favorite spot that you go to when you're having a bad day or just to have a glass of wine or just to be around like-minded people, I think is important.
Yeah.
So now along those lines, why do you feel it is so important to support local businesses?
Um, so when my husband and I were moving around, because we moved in Atlanta twice and, looking for different houses and things like that, essentially all the neighborhoods are the same. You always have a Walmart or a Target nearby. You always have your major grocery store, some type of Publix or something nearby. And it's pretty much like the same stores over and over and over again. And then when you really get out and discover the hidden gems, they offer a lot more. And I don't want to say better, but just different things than what, Barnes and Noble will offer you. Or,
Mhm.
you don't always want to go eat at Applebee's or Chili's or something like that. So you want to get out and experience new things. It's important to support local businesses so you can get those more uniquely catered things specifically to the area that you're in. Also, your business owners live where you live,
Yeah.
so they're going to be able to know more things, to tell you more things about what's going on. They're going to know what's missing in that particular area and be able to provide that. So you got to support local because that's your community. They're going to be able to help you out when you need help too.
Yes, and also it's a more eclectic mix of things, like you
Mhm.
said too. A lot more that's really, really geared towards not only just the community, but like you said, the people that you serve. And so we're supporting each other by buying local, supporting local, shopping local, that whole network. So I think that that's a beautiful thing. So, how do you discover the businesses and events that you feature? Like, do you just get recommendations from other people? Or are you like me, where I'm like, oh, I want to try that. And then you're like, okay, let me add them to my event list.
Yes, anytime I see somebody did something interesting or they're eating something interesting on social media, I deep dive into it. I'm like, I got to find this business. I got to know more about it, add it to my list. But I've also started paying attention more to, when I'm just driving around. So, for
Mhm.
example, this morning I dropped my kids off, and instead of just focusing on where I'm going, I'm looking around like, well, what's that building? Or that's a cool picture I never noticed before, and just paying more attention to my surroundings. I didn't used to do that. I used to just go where I was going and then go back home. But now I'm noticing like there are a lot of really cool things out here, but you might not pay attention to them, or they might, be off in the cut or something like that. So like the Pit Stop Cafe, where we held the first local edit event, it's inside an auto shop. So you wouldn't know it was there just driving by it. But once you go inside, it's this really cool place. You can sit down, you can work. There's the kids' room where the kids can play. You can get your car worked on there. And I think it's really cool that if you do bring your car to get service, that you get a free coffee while you're waiting. So it's right by A&T. If you work at A&T or if you go to school at A&T, you can get a percentage off of your order. So just things like that you would never know. You got to pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that you are being more intentional about your drive to the store to take the kids or whatever it is that you need to do. And that's the reason why, guys, she's able to bring us some of the most amazing information, because I swear every time you post something, I was like, well, how did I not know about that? So I was just wondering like how you worked on getting that list together. Now, in your opinion, Morgan, what challenges do small businesses face today that people may not realize?
I think everyone's looking for the next Instagram moment.
Mm.
And I know that's probably ironic as a content creator because that is what I do full time. But I don't look for Instagrammable moments. I look for things that are entertaining to me, and
Hmm.
then I will just post that on Instagram, no matter what it is, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to capture a feeling or an experience rather than the aesthetic. So a lot of places, a lot of bigger box stores or chain places are not going to provide that unique intimate feeling where they can cater things to you, like going to Starbucks for your coffee. You might just get the person who just needed a part-time job. They're not going to be able to explain the different ingredients, where
Mhm.
the coffee came from, because I'm not a huge diverse coffee drinker. I just drink the same thing everywhere I go. But I do appreciate it when I'm able to go somewhere and they can explain the coffee flavors to me and what works with other things and stuff like that. So I think that's why it's important to support local businesses so you can get that unique catered experience for yourself.
Yeah. That personalized touch. And I know that with money being tight for everybody, I appreciate that personalized touch. I don't mind spending whatever it is I'm spending at a little local mom and pop shop, because you do get that special attention compared to like that $10 at Starbucks for thank you. And you're just like one in a line. So I do think that it's so important for us to think about that as we're spending our money. If you're going to spend your money on something extra, a meal or a gift item or whatever, let it be intentional and let it be something that's pouring back into your own space. So I think
Absolutely.
that that's a beautiful way for everybody to stay connected. Now, I know I haven't tried to be a content creator at all, but being a content creator looks glamorous online. But what does your day actually look like?
Um, well, a regular, so I have everything set up. When you work a corporate 9 to 5, you might have different time slots in your day. So instead of a time slot in a day, it's just one day for this, one day for that. So like yesterday was my admin day. I'm sending a lot of emails, setting up what I'm going to do throughout the week, signing contracts to do certain projects and things like that. Today is more of an active day. So we're doing this. And then after this, I do social media management for a couple of different places. So I have to meet with those business owners so I can plan what their social media is going to look like. And then, in 2 days, I'll be spending my whole day filming. So I know a lot of people think content creators, you just walk around with your camera all day, every day. That's not really it. It's usually just maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, and you're purposely going to places to film certain things. So it's just all divided up so you don't go crazy.
So, how do you balance creating content while running a growing community platform? Is it because you have broken things down and you're organized the way you are, or do you look at your business that you're running? Because, yes, guys, creating content is a business, in my opinion.
Yes.
So, do you kind of like you were talking about a few minutes ago, set it up like if you were in the corporate world again so that you can stay on task?
Yes, I have a schedule. I'm very organized with my schedule, and I'm very adamant about keeping my schedule.
Yes.
Because some days you may not feel camera ready. Today is the day that we're running around with the kids and we're going to the grocery store and all of those things. This is not a day to pull out the camera. But if I know we're going to a specific place, I'm like, okay, now today is getting camera ready. But as a former trainer in the corporate world, I am very organized, and I keep everything scheduled to make sure everybody gets their time. I'm pretty booked out. Like my schedule's kind of booked like now until mid-October.
Okay.
So yeah, everything has its time slot. Now, as far as adding in the local edit, this is new. It was just a spur of the moment idea that I had. I didn't think it was going to turn into an actual, its own entity.
Mhm.
I thought it was just going to be a one-time thing. And I was like, oh, this will be a cute little day, but now it has turned into its own thing. So I'm still trying to work on balancing the two projects.
Well, it seems like you're doing a good job. It seems like I like the way that even though you're doing your own authentic thing now, but you're still keeping that corporate mindset as far as organization. So
Yeah.
corporate mindset is good sometimes. I know sometimes we can get so wrapped up in everything when you're in corporate, like everything has a place, a time, this, that, and the other. But I like that you still keep some of the good parts of being corporate so that you adapt it to make it work for you. So that's
Yeah.
a good thing. So now we're talking about adapting. How do you stay authentic in a world driven by algorithms and trends? So do you ever say, oh my God, I need to post this so at a certain time so that the algorithm will pick it up? I have no idea about the algorithm. Somebody told me you need to post at this time and you'll get the best results, but I have no clue. So
I mean, that is true. If you post at certain times, you're probably going to get more views. It depends on how far ahead I am with my editing. I might have 3 or 4 videos that are ready to be posted. So, each day I can just go in and hit post and it's ready to go. But if I don't have anything to post, I'm not going to make up something or stress myself about it just to have something to post. But for anyone out there who wants to be a content creator, it is true what they say, everything is content. So, even if you just eat your lunch and you think your plate looks pretty, then that's content. If you want to post just getting ready in the morning, it could be just your skincare routine. That's content. So you don't have to overcomplicate it at all. So I don't stress myself out about it. Whatever happens, happens.
I like that. And also too, that lets you know, guys, how authentic her creative process is in the content that she puts out. Now, during the time that you've been doing content creating, has there ever been moments when you're just like, you know what, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yes.
What keeps you going?
So actually I had made the decision to quit last December 2025. And I didn't post for about a week, and then I actually got a message from the owner of Pit Stop Cafe, because she owns a coffee cart as well. It's called Magnolia's Cafe, and um, she messaged me and just said, hey, like I'm doing a Christmas event for content creators, and I really want you to come. And I was going to say no, because I had decided that I was finished. But then my husband, said, no, I think you should go. It'll be fun. Da, 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 da. So I went and I met a bunch of amazing people. I had a really great time. And a lot of those people have been instrumental in helping me move forward with the local edit and getting my content to where it is now. So you're always going to have those stressful moments where you want to stop whatever you're doing. Even when I worked in corporate, there were days where I'm like, oh, I just want to quit. I just want to work somewhere else, so, but you got to keep going, so whatever you're working on that's stressful, that might not be what you're supposed to be doing, or maybe that's going to propel you to go into the next thing. So it just takes a lot of moments of stopping, breathing, say a couple of prayers, let God speak to you, and just see, is it really worth the struggle to get to where you think you may be going? Just how I said, I started off doing fashion content. That was not it for me, but I wanted to continue in content. And then once I continued, changed my niche, I was able to start doing social media management, which I actually really love, working for other people. And I still get to film and make the content. I don't always have to be in front of the camera though. So it's just about finding the area you want to be in, but it's definitely going to be stressful for sure.
So what exciting events or projects are coming up for the local edit?
Oh, we have so many things. August 22nd, we're doing a day at the gun range with Train to Protect, which is a company that my dad owns, and he teaches the class to get your concealed carry permit. He also does lessons at the gun range to teach you how to shoot, to teach you how to care for your firearms and things like that. So it is going to be a day at the gun range, August 22nd. The link is in my bio on Instagram and TikTok if you guys want to sign up. And then there will also be lunch provided, and there will be a socializing aspect as well. I'm also going to work with D'Angelo, who I know you've interviewed before. We are going to do a room spray making September 27th. So that'll be fun. And then we're also going to do a sound bath that day, and we're going to have some sweet treats from a local baker. And then in October, I don't want to say yet because it's not solidified, but it will also mix a couple local businesses. So all of my events for local edit will mix different businesses together in one area. So it'll be a little activity, a little food, because I love to eat. There's always going to be music and socializing. So, but the main activity will always be something different, and we'll try to get a different venue each time as well.
That sounds cool, especially the sound bath. So I'm definitely going to have to look into signing up for that, because I need all of this energy good and flowing, honey.
Yeah,
all of it good and flowing. So now, where do you see your platform in the next 5 years? Or have you even thought that far out?
I have not. But, well, I kind of sort of did. I would love to have, like I said, my own space to just be able to host events for other people to host their events. Just, transform the space into whatever you need it to be for the day. But other than that, I haven't really thought that far. I would love to continue monthly gatherings. I would love to meet at different places as well, like different coffee shops or different restaurants, just so people can get to know each other. And I really want to be able to help people who don't have their own space. So if you like, for example, when I do the event September 27th with D'Angelo, it's going to be at his candle store, but the baker we're bringing in right now, they're selling product from their home. I would love to be able to showcase them so more people can discover them. Or, if you are an author and you're self-published, I want you to be able to get that out so people can discover your work. And or if you're, whatever your project is, I want people to be able to discover it. So that's my long-term goal.
I think that's a beautiful goal. And I think that that's planting seeds in the community, which we need so much now because, like I said before, there's so much going on in the world. And we really do need to be creating spaces where we can get together more in a loving, chill environment instead of all of the stuff that goes on outside of the realm of that, which,
Yes.
is everything political. But I won't go there. So, if there was one business in North Carolina, not just Greensboro, but in North Carolina, that you or organization that you could collaborate with, who would it be?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I would really love to do something with a sports team. Um, so maybe like, I mean, the Charlotte Hornets, I mean, the Panthers, that would be
That would be,
amazing.
yeah.
So I would love to do something with sports. Um, but yeah, I honestly hadn't really thought about that. But yeah, something with sports would be really cool, or maybe a restaurant, like a maybe some type of Korean barbecue, just because that's my favorite. Yeah, those would be my top two right now.
Well, I really, really like the idea of sports, and I'm a firm believer in manifesting and putting things out there. So we're going to put it out there for the Charlotte Hornets or the Carolina Panthers. She would be open to either one. So we're going to put that out there in the universe so we can see what happens and see if it can come full circle for you.
Thank
So
you.
now, how can businesses get featured on the local edit?
Oh, just send me a DM. So I try to do my videos twice a week, one for Monday through Thursday events, and then one for Friday through Sunday events. So just send me a DM. Make sure you know all the details are in there so I know when, where, how much it is, how people can get tickets, and a very brief 1 or 2 sentence description. And I'll just be happy to put it in there. I believe I'm going to start a newsletter as well. Notice how I said I believe, but be on the lookout for that, so that, if it doesn't fit into the video, there's only so much I can put in a 60-second video, that
Yeah.
it'll be able to be on the newsletter as well. Because there are a lot of really cool things going on. That's why my own schedule is booked up so much. I know a lot of people think, oh, you get invited to all these places. I do get invited a lot of places, but a lot of it is just me searching and going on my own. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up.
So, Morgan, please let everybody know how they can follow you, stay connected, and all of those good things.
I am It's Morgan Victoria on all platforms. And my email address is on all of my platforms as well. If you go to my profile, my media kit, if anyone wants to work with me, is also available in my profile on all of my social media. So if you just go to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I'm also on YouTube. I don't post too much on YouTube. I know I should, but if you find me anywhere on there, just click the link in my bio and it'll take you right to be able to directly communicate with me.
Morgan, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Your passion for uplifting local businesses, creating community, and helping people discover everything the Triad has to offer is truly inspiring. The local edit is more than a guide. It's a reminder that when we support local, we're investing in our neighborhoods, our families, and the future of our communities. To everyone listening, I encourage you to get out and explore your city, attend a local event, visit a small business, and discover something new right where you live. You never know the amazing people and places waiting just around the corner. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Moments with Myra. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please like, subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who loves supporting local businesses and building community. Until next time, I'm Myra, reminding you that every local story matters, every dream deserves support, and every moment has the power to make a difference. God bless, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, Morgan.
Bye. Thank you.